Hello, welcome to Reviews You Can Use. Today's review, we will be reviewing the Beatles album, Abbey Road. Now, before we begin, however, make sure to hit that like and subscribe and hit that notify so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, let's get started with the review. But before we begin with the review, we should say a few things about this album. First things first, this was the conclusion of the Beatlemania, as the Beatles were beginning some problems. If you really want to see how the problems unfolded, go watch the Get Back documentary on Disney Plus, or just look up some information. And in the Get Back, you can tell it's ending. You could tell that they were ending their run, and it was over. So they wanted to make one last album, and they really paid it off. Let's start with the opening track. But this video is going to be into two parts. First is side one with all the separate songs, and then side two. And even though Here Comes the Sun is a separate song, I have to say we have to wait for the other side because all those songs are connected, except for Here Comes the Sun. Anyway, let's begin with Come Together. The song's original creation was from American psychologist Timothy Leary, who wanted to run for California's governor, and for John Lennon because he supported this man. And he asked Lennon to write him a campaign song based on his slogan, "Come Together, Join the Party." While recording Abbey Road, Lennon used the phrase to write the song, and the song is based on the 1956 single You Can't Catch Me by his rock hero, Chuck Berry. And not only was he his music hero, he got to perform with him live. So if you ever want to see it, go watch the video of him, John Lennon, and Chuck Berry performing together. But stay away from Yoko Ono's terrible singing voice. I swear to God, it sounds so bad. Like, Yoko Ono, who are you singing this to? Who is this for? And also, why would you make your own band? You suck. I mean, anybody who likes her, that's fine. But in my opinion, I don't like her. And also, Ringo used a blanket for a lot of the drumming in the song. One thing I like about Come Together is that they play around with different sayings, whilst other parts of the song are in full sentences. But I love when the Beatles experiment with beats and instruments for their songs. I give this song a 10 out of 10. Moving on to Something. One of the last few songs George Harrison wrote for the Beatles, which many of the songs were written by Lennon and McCartney, probably why he was called the Quiet Beatle. George began writing Something in September 1968 during a session for the White Album, which is this album right here. It's called The Beatles, but many call it the White Album. Go check it out. It has many great songs on it. He recalled working on the melody on a piano, but he suspended work on the song for a time, believing that the tune came to him so easily and believing it has the same to his other song, I Me Mine, for Let It Be. He wrote that the middle 8 took some time to sort out. The opening lyric was taken from the title track of Something in the Way She Moves, a track written by folk soft rock legend James Taylor, who wrote hits such as Sweet Baby James, Fire and Rain, and You've Got a Friend. I was going to grab an album of his a few minutes ago, but if you want me to review one of his albums, let me know. Anyway, surprisingly, they signed Taylor to the record company the year before that, and George Harrison helped play Carolina in My Mind, one of James Taylor's famous hits, on his debut album. The inspiration came from his ex-wife, Pattie Boyd. Frank Sinatra called it the best love song of the past 50 years. Overall, Sinatra couldn't have been more right. The song is a great little love song, not silly love songs from Wings. And George Harrison expanded his craft for songwriting. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. This song needs to be longer, like all the songs on this conclusion for the Beatles. I mean, why are the songs little? But it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. The Beatles songs are great anyway. Moving on to Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Paul McCartney began writing the song after writing the first draft in early 1968 in India. Yeah, that's where he wrote Maxwell's Silver Hammer. Paul planned to make the song the inclusion for the White Album. Again, that was the name for the Beatles album that just says the Beatles on it. It is called the White Album because it is white, but it was never properly recorded around that time. The story behind Maxwell's Silver Hammer after he immersed himself in French author Alfred Jarry, and the influence is reflected in the story of the song. It also deals with the downfalls of life. So you could see that in the lyrics. We'll play a few of them. My final thoughts on Maxwell Silverhammer is a flawless and an okay 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. It's an okay song for the album, unlike most of the other songs on here. It's alright. It's alright. Not the best McCartney has written in his career during his 81 years on Earth, but alright. It's okay. One of the best songs McCartney wrote at the end of the Beatles era. He later discussed the track, saying, "When we were recording Oh Darling, I came into the studios every day for a week to sing it by myself, because at first my voice was too clear, and I wanted to touch as I'd been performing it on stage for all week," meaning that he probably practiced singing it with an audience. He probably practiced singing it. My final feelings on Oh Darling is I like the rock background, and I like McCartney's voice for singing it. So, this song deserves a 9 out of 10. I like it. It's a really good idea. And don't you dare leave this video, because you need me, and this video needs you. Another good little kid song, sang and written by Ringo Starr. The idea for this make-believe hit came when Ringo was on a boat in 1968 in Sardinia. He ordered fish and chips for lunch, but instead of fish, he got squid. The boat captain proceeded to tell Ringo about how octopuses travel along the seabed, picking up stones and shiny objects, which they built gardens out of. The lyrics is sometimes thought of as a song for children, like their songs Yellow Submarine and All Together Now. These 3 hits have been performed by The Muppets, Raffi, and The Wiggles. No wonder why they casted Ringo Starr as the first narrator and playing Mr. Conductor for Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, sounds crazy, but Ringo Starr was part of Thomas the Tank Engine for a time. All in all, this song is great for little kids. In 2013, Ringo Starr even made a children's book based on the song. I give this song a flawless 10 out of 10. Great little kid song for little kids to enjoy. This song was originally written for John's wife, Yoko Ono. Again, Yoko Ono, what? I get it, John. You love Yoko Ono, you get it. You wrote a whole song about it. Anyway, we're not getting into that right now. And most of the notes in this song or verses were written and played with the blues notes, specifically the E chord. For concluding side 1 of Abbey Road, this song is a great blues song. I know it is a blues song, but it's kind of technically a little bit not. But anyway, it is a blues. You could call it a blues song, you could call it not a blues song. But in the end, you gotta admit, it has good chords for a song like this. And those pumps, like for John Lennon singing, those are really awesome. So, due to the instruments playing, it sounds like a blues song some more. But anyway, this song gives a flawless 10 out of 10. Good conclusion for side 1. That is it for side 1 of Abbey Road. Side 2 is in production at the time of this recording, so make sure to look out for that. But in conclusion, what do you think about the songs? Did they get the ratings that they deserved, or do you have some other opinions about them? Let me know in the comments. But in the end, make sure to hit that like and subscribe and hit that notify so you don't miss any of my videos. If you have any Beatles fans at home or some old timers who've listened to Beatles since the 60s, go ask them some questions about the Beatles and see what they think about this song. That is all for today, and I will see you next time on Reviews You Can Use. Thanks for watching, and I will see you real soon for side 2 of Abbey Road, the conclusion to the Beatles era.